So, hi everybody. My name is Hadley
Hello.
Parika, and this is my co-host Ethan O'Rourke, and we
Hello.
are we are both students at the University of Maine, majoring in child development and family relations. Um, a little bit about me: I'm from Massachusetts. I have two dogs, and I'm really excited to get this podcast going.
You don't even like your dogs.
I do like my dogs now. I That's a story for a different time.
Yes, and I'm Ethan. I am also from Massachusetts. I have a dog and two cats. God, this feels like an icebreaker, like college course
It
icebreaker.
does,
I
it
love it.
does, but I feel like that's, you know, people need to know
It's
about
yeah,
the
the audience. It's
animals. We love
relatable.
animals.
Yes, anyways, yeah. So we are both college students at the University of Maine, and we are a part of a class slash kind of club share, which stands for Sexual Health and Reproductive Education, and it's a peer education group on campus.
Yeah, and
Yeah, and so
this is both of our second semester. Sorry to cut you off. This is both our second semester
no, you're fine.
participating in Share, and we're really passionate about educating other college students, our friends and peers, about sexual health.
Yeah, and so as we kind of went into this semester, we were like, what is a way to kind of reach people to kind of, get our message on a broader platform, especially with the pandemic. And we thought, why not do a podcast? And this podcast isn't going to be just us being like, go have sex, go try this, go do that. Like this whole podcast is to start a conversation about sex. It's not about having sex, it's about you as a sexual being and having the confidence and the empowerment and the ability to own your sexuality, to talk about it, and to kind of, come into your own. And sex in college, huge. Whether you're having it or you're not, it is such an integral point of the college experience. And I think that this is just a great way to talk, listen, and kind of educate yourself, but also maybe feel better. Cause like the whole thing is like none of us know what we're doing. We're all just kind of like trying, we do not know. We are not experts. We were roommates and then we were a mess. And now we're good again.
And now we're good
But
again.
yeah,
But
but
we've
like
been through it all. We've seen a lot. Whether it's us or our friends or, just reading it from a textbook in our classes, we feel like we have a pretty good understanding on how to empower other college students, and help them understand themselves as sexual beings and, where to go from there. Do we know what's going on? Maybe sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. But we're hoping it'll be educational and fun to listen to. Um, yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So every week on the podcast, we are going to be telling you guys the truth about different topics. So just to throw a couple out there to see if you're interested, we're going to be talking about condoms, contraceptives, masturbation, sex toys, dating and dating apps, kissing, the best sex you've ever had, and we're also going to be covering topics such as reproductive rights, trans visibility, and having an open discussion about things regarding the LGBTQ community.
My favorite. Um, yeah, and so this first week, we're going to be talking about starting college. Now, for me and Hadley, we had a little bit of experience. We met in a Facebook group in high school, and we were like, "Let's be roommates, like pack it up." And so we
Mm-hmm.
went to college. We were both sexually active, and so were our friends. And so it was very interesting because we were coming from Massachusetts, moving 2 states away, 300 miles all the way to Maine. Didn't really know anyone. And so a big part of that was like, how did we meet new people?
Yeah. And I think a huge part of how do we meet new people was how do we meet new people that are going to be our friends? How are we going to meet new people that maybe could be, um, you know, potential boyfriends for us, or even just, a hookup or whatever. We've, it's hard to categorize those things, especially in a new place, this newfound freedom when you come to college, where you can kind of like you're not under mom and dad's roof anymore, and you just have to report to Ethan if you're coming back to the room, and it's just you have to, there's a fine line between all of that, and we definitely worked together to try and find that line. I don't know if we ever defined it exactly, but uh it was hard. It
Yeah,
was really hard.
well, because not only are you kind of setting your own boundaries, you're seeing other people's boundaries for the first time. Like you said, you're not under mom and dad's roof. Like, not that you should, not that you like I'm telling you to do this, but you could go on a like 4-day bender, not tell a single soul, and just go do what you want. And having that like level of responsibility when you're 18, and like, I don't know, at least for me, like I had strictish parents. Like, they weren't crazy, but like I wasn't like, I didn't have free reign, we'll call it. So coming to college in a different state, parents did not know if I was breathing air at that moment. I just, it was fun. And it was fun meeting new people, especially everyone tells you on your floor, you're going to meet these people and stuff. I am just here to tell you, the people you meet freshman year are 99% of the time not your people.
Correct.
Like,
Everyone learns
not
that the
not
hard way, but we're here to tell you firsthand, most of the time, that's not how it works out. And if it worked out for you, great. I love that for you. That's amazing. But if you're just starting college right now, don't hold on to it too hard. It's okay. It's your freshman year
yeah.
of college. Everyone's figuring it out, and it's fine. Let the play
It's
develop.
okay.
You'll meet new people. The amount of people you meet is literally crazy. And you'll find your people, and it will be awesome. So,
It will. And like, it's so easy to like forge these friendships with the people on your floor, or if you do a sports team or at club. And don't get me wrong, some people you meet like the first couple weeks of freshman year will be your lifelong, like, bridesmaid at your wedding, like best man people, 100%. But at the same time, everyone's scared. Everyone's desperate to hold on to any friendship they have. And it's okay if the guy down the hall that gives you the heebie jeebies, and then the other girl that talks a million miles an hour and makes you want to pull your hair out, you don't have to love them. You
you don't.
don't. And that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Set your own boundaries. You want to have fun. It's your experience. Because what use is it if you're just going to sit there the entire time and just be like, oh, I'm not really happy here? Like, who are you helping?
Right. But on that note, if you do end up going to college and you realize it's not for you, and you're sitting there and you're like, I'm not really happy here, you're in one place. You can move on, find a different route to go down, whether it's a different school, a different job, a different place to live, whatever it may be, like, it's not, maybe the experience isn't for you and you're not ready for that, or you'll never be ready for that, and that's fine. You just have to find what works for you. And I feel like that's what a lot of people's first semester of college is trying to figure out what works for you. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of like the biggest thing of all of this. What works for you? What is it that you want to get out of it? Because, like, of course, education. Like, you know what, we're
Yeah.
here to party and have fun. Love that. No, you're here to get an education, which is hard. It took me a little bit to get to that level of, it's okay. He should probably read a book instead of the vodka label. No, but seriously, it all comes down to do what makes you happy, find your people, and it's okay if it takes a minute. It takes everyone some time. Everyone's scared and in the same boat. You are not different. You're not gonna fail. It's hard. It is.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, and like, beyond that, it just kind of goes into like, so you have your friends, and then like, okay, I have, my 3 girlfriends. We're gonna go out tonight. Who am I sleeping with? Is there going to be
Right.
anyone for me to sleep with? And the number one thing that I remember using freshman year, Tinder.
Oh yeah. Everyone's on Tinder. Everyone's on
Your mom's
Tinder.
on Tinder, your grandma's on Tinder, your aunt is on Tinder, everybody is on Tinder. And I'm little controversial. Relationships on Tinder, absolutely. It happens. Some of my greatest friends have relationships. It is a hookup app. It is an
Hmm.
app that was designed for sex. So I feel like some people go into it, and I was one of them. I am not like holier than thou. I was Boo Boo the fool. I went in there. I was like, because I was talking to this guy. We'll call him. So we already have Guy Y, right? Talked about him already. What should we call him?
Well, just call this one Guy Y because Guy Y from before has been forgotten about.
Oh, love. Yeah, so we'll call him Guy Y. So Guy Y and I met on Tinder, and I was LOVE head over heels. Oh my God, I thought Hadley was gonna put a zip tie like through my lips, like thread it
Oh
through. All I
my
ever
god.
No, you should have.
Just
All I
talking to
ever
him,
did.
talking about him, love, love, love. He was amazing at the time.
Literally. No, no, not even at the time. I was nothing to him but the dirt underneath his boot.
Oh my
I, I meant as much. I meant as much to him as a milk carton on his lunch tray. He did not care. He did not care about me, and I was like, "Oh my God, he's gonna marry me," and everyone was like, "Oh, oh no, he's not."
Oh.
Yeah,
Mm, mm.
and
No, it's
you know
so
what?
cute that you think that. No,
Yeah,
it's so cute that you think that. But it happens. Tinder,
it
it works
happens.
out sometimes. But that's part of, you know, setting your boundaries and finding your self worth is like, is this relationship working for me? We met on Tinder. Everyone kind of knows that Tinder's for hookups, but you see a friend here and there getting into a relationship with someone they met on Tinder. And it's like, well, why can't that be me? Why isn't that me? What's going on? Why can't I find someone that wants to date me on a dating app like that? And it's just I feel like it gets to a point where you have to like present yourself in that way of like wanting to be in a relationship and being holding yourself to the standard of wanting to use it to find a relationship rather than hook up. Because if other people don't know your intentions, then they aren't going to be able to follow them or to respect them.
Absolutely. No, that's so true because if you're over here like I want a relationship, like I don't want sex, like which is so fine. Awesome. I'm so happy that you want that for yourself. You have to be upfront about that. You can't this because if you're talking to a person, doesn't have to be a guy, doesn't have to be a girl, whoever you're attracted to, you're talking to someone. If they're like, yeah, like I'm kind of just here for sex, and you're like, oh, but I really like this person, they could fall and have feelings for me. They could.
They
Probably not
could,
going to, but
or
they
they
could.
won't. But
And then
those that's what they're putting out into the world. That's what they're saying to you. Those are their intentions. Those are their boundaries. They're not looking for a relationship. It's better to just move along and find someone who's looking for the same thing that you're looking for.
absolutely, because if you're expecting this to turn into something after they already set the precedent, like, I don't want a relationship, I'm just here for a casual hookup, and you're okay with that, you're like, yeah, like, you know what, I want a relationship, but this is good for now. Pop off, go
Do
get
it.
it,
Do it.
love
Do
it.
it. Hmm.
But you also need to make sure you're holding yourself to the standards you want because nothing feels worse than sleeping with someone just because you were lonely.
Exactly. Wow. True
Wow,
words have never been
poetic.
spoken.
Oh my God. That's like my Nana used to tell my mom this. My Nana, my mom's mom, single woman, left her husband and with 4 kids and a cat on a plane in California, moved back to Massachusetts. Powerhouse. We have no,
Absolute. Absolutely.
yeah, queen.
Queen. Amazing.
She,
I love Nana. She's the best.
she always told my mom there are worse things in life than being alone. And my mom has said that to me so many times. And it stuck with me because it's true. It's like my Nana had to worry about 4 kids, a cat, bills, job, school, helping her kids, like all, cooking dinner, cleaning the house, like all of that. There
But
are so much.
you know what she didn't have to worry about?
A husband.
A husband, the man that she gets into bed with at the end of the night and not loving her back.
And like that's the thing. And it sucks. Do not get me
Mm-hmm.
wrong. I am not saying
Mm-hmm.
being alone does not suck. We've been there.
It
There have
does.
been those
We know. Mm-hmm.
heated blankets and Ben and Jerry nights. Like, it sucks. Everyone wants someone, of course. But if you are just doing things because you're lonely, not because it's something you want, you're just going to hurt yourself. And it's like just not something you want to go down, especially, freshman year, because you don't want to just set yourself up, with these awesome expectations that you should have going into college and just like kind of hurt yourself because it sucks, but you got to know yourself before you get involved in these situations.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because like there are so many changes in college. Like in high school, I was captain of the swim team. I weighed like 180 pounds. Second semester freshman year, I was 220, hadn't swam in weeks, couldn't walk up 3 flights of stairs without being out of breath. Changes.
Right. Big changes. Oh, yeah. But, and that probably didn't feel great, It doesn't feel great gaining the freshman 15 or whatever you want to call it. But, you still have to find ways to better yourself, to feel good about yourself, and you keep moving forward.
And like that's the whole thing. Because things are changing. And you know what? You're not eating, like, you're not in school 6 hours a day eating on a time schedule. That was the biggest thing for me. I wouldn't eat all day and then go binge at a dining hall on like crappy food.
Mm-hmm.
And like, that's the thing. You are an adult for the first time. You don't have these limitations set upon you. And yes, while things are changing, you are going to change. You are not in high school anymore. Your body's going to change, point blank, period, the end, which is fine. Like,
Mm-hmm.
again, own it. But it's something to know that their changes are going to happen and you need to be healthy. You need to do what's good for you. And whether being healthy is going to the gym, whether it's taking a 30-minute like mindfulness break and watching something dumb on Netflix, these changes are stressful and hard. And if you're not taking care of yourself, you're gonna implode. Is that a good word, implode?
I feel like implode.
I wouldn't
works.
say implode. Implode, yeah.
Yeah, let's go with implode. Like internally.
I like that. Yeah. Yeah. And like it's hard. And like you're trying to create an identity for yourself. And for the first time, you get to really like people have moved and stuff in high school, of course. But when you get to college, like you get to decide who you are, like what's your story. And
Mm-hmm.
with all these changes going on, like gaining weight, starting to have sex if you haven't, stopping sex if you don't want it, parties, drinking, peer pressure, drugs. Not saying do it. I'm just saying that's the reality of college.
Mm-hmm. Balancing
all
school, finding a job, eating healthy, all this kind of stuff. It really piles up, and you have to really be secure in who you want to be to kind of to make it through. And if you're not fully secure, that's okay too. It all works out eventually. But it's hard. It's really hard to balance all of these new things coming at you. Right 3 months after graduating high school when everything was kind of chosen for you.
And easy. Oh my gosh. I thought high school at the time is hard. Looking back, I was like, can I go back? Is it too late?
I've never been the type of person to look back and be like, oh my God, I want to go back to high school. There's been ups and downs in college, but I'm not the type of person that's like, oh my God, high school. I miss her. I'm cool with where I'm at. I've always been kind of content with where I'm at, looking forward, High school was great. It was fun. Lots of great opportunities. And, college is great for different reasons. It's been good.
Absolutely. Well, I'm like, that's like the whole thing is like confidence. If you are confident in what you are doing and who you are, you can conquer the world. Like literally, you can step on heads and just take over the world, especially with sex. Because here's the thing, being confident as a sexual being is game changing. Because
Mm-hmm.
even if you've never, had oral sex, if you've never given oral sex, if you've never even kissed someone, nobody has to know if you go in
Mm-hmm.
with confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know what? What's to be ashamed of? You are doing something with somebody, and sex is so awkward. Oh my God, no one says
So
it.
awkward.
Oh my God. Literally, like blushing, embarrassing sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
The noises, the stuff that goes on, the, awkwardness, like slipping out, falling.
Yeah.
The horror stories I heard of people like falling during sex, I was like, how, like, where's the recovery?
I
Like,
don't
how,
know
like,
if
what do
there
you
is.
do?
I think that might be the end. You just go
But
from
you
there.
know what? If you're confident, you just keep
It
going where
doesn't
you
matter.
fell.
Keep going. Fine.
Well, and that's it. And no matter what you want to do, whether you want to have sex, whether you don't, whether you want to cuddle with someone and give a little, that is fine. Boundaries and your own responsibility, love, and other people's boundaries.
Love.
Because just because you're like, yeah, love, just because you're like, oh yeah, anal's totally my thing. I love anal sex. Becky down the hall might not be so into anal. And if you're trying to do anal with her and she doesn't want to, that is okay.
Right.
Because everyone's going to have these different boundaries and different things they're into. And like, this is a time to find out what you like.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's so many different options and people are so open to talking about what they're interested in and what they're even if they don't know if they're interested in it yet, they want to express that this might be something that they want to do. And it's very open. There's tons of people all around the same age as you, all also looking for the same things that you're looking for. So it doesn't hurt to ask around and see what other people have done and find someone willing to try those things with you, as long as it's something that they're interested in as well.
Absolutely. Because you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's the worst thing? You try it and then you're like, not for me. Okay. You
Okay.
try to learn. Nothing wrong with that. Have you ever tried food you didn't like? Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it the end of the world? No, you just didn't eat that food again. Ah, metaphors. Love.
Love that.
You should write a self-help book next to Oprah's. But it also goes to saying when sex happens, so does feelings. Not all the time, but I'm going to say a good amount of time. If you're continuously having sex with one person,
The repeat offenders.
the re- the frequent customer,
The frequent flyers.
literally no, but because you know what, like you're doing something intimate that feels great,
Yes,
or
I was just gonna
holds the
say that.
phone, should be feeling great. That's a whole nother
That's a whole
episode,
different episode.
because
Hmm.
I'm just
Hmm.
gonna say it, sex shouldn't hurt. Sex shouldn't be like, oh, it's okay. No, orgasm, 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 orgasm. That, mhm. God, I know. I want that like tattooed across my forehead. Orgasm. No, it's true. Because everyone deserves an orgasm. At the end of the day, the world would go
Hmm.
around a lot better if everyone just had an orgasm.
Absolutely. Totally agree.
And what were we even talking about? I got distracted by orgasms.
Oh man.
God, I have to poop
Yeah.
now.
I just hit record. Gonna have to cut it and resume. Okay, so yeah, we're talking about hooking up. Let's wrap it. Wrap up hooking up and we'll move on to the next
Yeah.
topic.
Yeah. So, when you get those feelings, you have to be honest with yourself and to your partner, because you're gonna hurt. You're gonna hurt. They're gonna hurt. And they might like you back. And if they don't, that's okay too. And you need to accept how it started and what it was. And I think a big thing is move on. Like, because nothing good is going to come out of sleeping with someone that you have severe feelings for. and they are like, no, you're just a body. And that's
Right.
fine. And that person
Right.
is so valid to feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's a hard situation. And again, sucks. Not a fan of it, but it's gonna happen. Or, a lot of times I've seen my friends sleeping with one person, and I'm like, so like, what's the deal? And they're like, oh, like, I don't know, like, we haven't really talked about it, but like, he's not sleeping with anyone. I'm not sleeping with anyone. And I'm like, okay, so you're dating? And they're like, no. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm confused. So if I'm confused and you're confused, they're confused. Everyone's
Right.
confused.
Everyone's
So
confused.
yeah, communication. It's the biggest
Super
thing. Yeah,
important.
because nothing's, and it's different because it's not like if you sleep with someone like once or twice, maybe don't ask what we are yet. Maybe that might be a little too soon.
Right.
But if it's like a continuous thing and it goes from, just sleeping with each other to, oh, do you want to go get McDonald's? Or to, oh, do you want to go get Olive Garden, sit down at a fancy Italian restaurant? Ooh, if someone takes you to go get endless breadsticks, I think they have a crush. I'm just gonna be the first
I
one
don't
to
know,
say
like
it.
just like a little crush, just like small one, probably.
Yeah, small. Endless breadsticks definitely means they like you. No, but in all seriousness, like it's okay to ask. It's okay to ask questions. And if your partner or whoever it is giving you a hard time for asking questions, red flag, and that should just be kind of, you're allowed to ask. You are. It's not like you're saying on one knee, marry me. You're
Right.
asking what's going on, and that's okay to ask. And now you're in the
It's such
relationship.
such a valid question.
Right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's not crazy to say what's going on here. No, you are allowed to ask. Again, maybe not after just like 2 times sleeping with each other after a party. That may just like show you guys are sleeping. But if it's like continuously sleeping together and like hanging out, I look into it. I have a few questions. I mean, if your friends start asking, that also might be a sign.
Right.
But now you're in the relationship. Happy go lucky. Sex is great, as it should be. Everyone's having an orgasm.
Just constant orgasms.
Constant orgasm. Again, world would spin a happier circle. But the worst day of your life happens. Your first boyfriend in college breaks up with you. Your first girlfriend in college breaks up with you.
My heart.
Or you break up with them.
Mm-hmm.
I can hear it. Can you hear that? That's a heartbreaking.
I heard it. It shattered to the ground. So heartbreaking.
It shattered. I know. And how do you pick up the pieces? How do you? Because it's not in your first breakup. It's kind of hard because a lot of people I know, not only were they dating, like, did they have a significant other? It was usually someone in a friend group.
Yes, that is so common in college. It's so common, period, but like in college, you totally see it all the time.
Especially like freshman year when everyone's bundled up together in the same dorm, hormones are rushing, and you get into a relationship and you get your heart broken. And it's awkward and it's hard because you feel shitty and they definitely feel shitty, even if they're hiding it. No one likes a breakup. Even if there was like even if like they had good reason for a breakup or you had good reason for a breakup, no one feels good. And when there's a friend group, it sucks. I'm gonna say it. Sides are picked. Everyone picks a side.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the same thing.
We saw it. We picked sides. We didn't even know we were picking sides. Oh, but did we pick a side?
Yeah, sides are chosen. Sides are chosen whether you notice it or not, and it's really hard.
And immediately.
Mm-hmm. So it causes.
Because,
yeah, it just causes so much. You're going through a breakup. Your partner's going through a breakup. Your friends are picking sides. Soon, your friend group will probably be going through a breakup. Like the friend group breakup is so tragic, so hard. And it's really hard.
Honestly,
It's
swear
super
to God.
hard.
It's so hard. friend breakups are worse than relationship breakups. Easy peasy.
I would have to agree. But
No,
you
but
know, I
it's
think,
true.
yeah, go ahead, Ethan.
Yeah, no, no, I don't mean to cut you off, but like
No,
it's
you're
true.
good.
Like, because if you're breaking up, you know what? Like, hat off to you. Lay in bed, eat that Ben and Jerry's, DoorDash your $40 McDonald's order that would usually be $12 because DoorDash is a money scammer. And you know what? For 2 days, you can listen to that Lumineers album on repeat. Lana Del Rey will be your best friend for a couple days. And that, yes, that was Hadley is the Lumineers. I am Lana Del Rey. We are, once again,
It's just the way it
everything we
is.
say applies to us. We are not better. We do not know better. We are two idiots who got our act together in a few years. But yeah,
like most of you will. If we
Oh,
can
yeah, don't
bounce
be
back,
scared.
you can bounce back. I promise.
I know. And with relationships, you do bounce back. But I'm going to say it's going to be hard. Suck it up, buttercup. You get 2 to 3 days. If and only if it is a long-term relationship, because I had a friend, 4-year relationship, he left her for another girl. Cheating, another episode. Hold your horses, we will get there. Left her 4 years. She wanted to mope for a month. I was like, okay, 4 years of your life gone. I'll give you a month. I'll let that happen. But if little Becky down the hall and Sebastian from the dorm up above were together for 2 beautiful months and no one's saying it wasn't beautiful and perfect and you weren't our OTP, I'm sorry, a one true pairing for those of us who don't know. You guys have 2 to 3 days of mourning. You have 2 to 3 days of mourning, and then you're going to put on your boots. You're going to lace up your Nikes, and you're going to go have fun. You're going to go be with friends, and you're going to suck it up. You're going to do your homework, because nothing feels worse than when you finally come out of that like pit of sorrow, and you're like, I haven't called my mom in 6 days. Grandma's dead. My friends think I'm missing. And then you have all this extra weight on top of you, on top of a breakup.
Oh my gosh.
Grandma might not be dead. It
No,
might not be
grandma's
that
not.
bad.
No, grandma's probably not dead. Like, don't like. It's okay.
But it can feel that, like, that's how
It
much
can
pressure
feel
that.
like that's
Yeah.
how that you're absolutely right. That's how it feels when you finally like crawl out of your mourning hole, and the world has moved on, and here you are coming out. You gotta find your friend. You have 18 emails from your professors asking what's up, and you know you have to stay on top of those things.
You do.
And remember why you're in college in the first place. And you know it is hard to recognize that, but like ultimately you are there for fun, you are there for friends, but you know school's really important too. It takes everyone, you know, it's important, you know, that's why you're there, that's why your parents saw you off, let you go, and yeah, just priorities, I guess.
Priority. And like we said, take a couple days, breathe, sweatpants, don't wash your hair, shut the shades, and then go exfoliate, get a mask. Oh, a face mask, lovely.
Love that.
And go take care of yourself. And I'm gonna say it. And I want everyone to listen. There is nothing, if you're broken up with, there is nothing that pisses off your old partner more than seeing you on the gram, seeing you on Snapchat, seeing your mom posting Facebook pictures that you are tagged in of you living your life.
Oh yes. Mm-hmm.
They broke up with you. They want you to be like on the floor in a ball of snot and depression, and for you to be like, my life is over. No, mama, it just began. Spread your wings and fly. Again, I'm coming for Oprah. I am coming for Oprah.
I know it's working for you. It's totally working.
It's a good
for
look,
you.
I know.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, but in the end, it really it's not the end of the world. It'll be okay. We promise. Been there, done that. It'll be okay.
And just think about it. Does any of it really matter? Like, think about a relationship you've been in a little while ago, if you had one. Because you know what? I have friends that have been in relationships, and good for them. Jealous. Wish I could say the same. But if you've been in a relationship and it's been some time since you guys broke up, who cares? Do you even think about it? Does it still hurt? No, you laugh at it and you're like, who was I? What was that? Oh,
Right.
and those snap memories pop up and you're deleting them when those pop
Mm-hmm,
up. They're like
mm-hmm,
year
mm-hmm.
ago, you and your ex, you're like, oh my God.
Me and who? I'm sorry, I don't recognize the name. So sorry.
No. Sorry, she died. LOL. Sad. No, and it's true because none of it matters. And here's the thing. What matters in 6 years is not whether Becky and Sebastian broke up and how sad they were. It matters if they passed those classes and were able to graduate. In 6 years, it matters what your GPA was. It matters that you made sure you called your mom and washed your hair so you don't have gray hairs at 25. I don't know if washing hair
I don't think that's true. I
prevents
don't
that.
think that's true. No, I don't think that's true,
I
but
said
like
I'm not an
true.
expert.
No, but like for sure. No,
The
I hear
sentiment
you.
stands. It stands.
No, but also, 6 years down the line, yeah, you have your bachelor's degree. That's great. So happy for you. But are you happy with yourself? Or are you a confident person? Have you gotten into the point of your life where you can look back at that stage and laugh and look back on it fondly, because you're secure in who you are and you recognize that those days are behind you. It was fun. You did what you did, and here you are, 6 years. Fast forward 6 years in a job, in a healthy relationship, or not, and feeling just
Yeah.
good about who you are and the path that got you there.
Absolutely. And like, here's the other thing. Not it's not that serious because like it is, but it's not. I literally am like flip flopping right now. No, here's the tea. At the end of the day, if little Becky and Sebastian are super upset and they, mourn a little more than they probably should have, you also got to learn to forgive yourself for making mistakes. Because,
Totally.
from a 20, almost 23-year-old's perspective of when I was 18, I did some stupid self loathing and I screwed myself. I put a knife in my own back. And at the same time, I gotta forgive myself because if I sit back and look on everything I did when I was 18, 19, 20, like I was a kid. And did I make the best decisions? No. Do I still make the best decisions? I try, but
And that's all
I
you
don't
can
get it
do. That's
right.
all you can do. That's all you can do is try. And yeah, again, we're, at the ripe age of 22, we can look back and be like, oh my God, I was so crazy when I was 20. But like, we're still learning. We're still moving through it. There's things that happen that go ahead, take a little bit of downtime, but forgive yourself. Recognize that you're growing as a person. You're learning how to survive in this world, and collecting friends along the way, and so it's important to not be so hard on yourself.
Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, you're the only person who's got you. And not for nothing, if you spend all your time dwelling on what you did, you're not going to have enough time to prepare for what you have to do. And you forgive yourself. You make mistakes. And I'm not saying like, hold yourself accountable because I, at least I know Hallie knows. I know Hallie. We did some things that were questionable and like hurt. At least I'm speaking for myself. I did something. I'm thinking this one particular time. I'll get into it on a different episode where it's more relevant. But I hurt someone really bad. And it was one of my biggest regrets and still is to this day. And I try not to have regrets. But I could either spend time fixating on that and hating myself for it and questioning why I did something like that, or I could accept I did it, try to right the wrong and learn from it and not do anything like that again.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, Ethan. We all make mistakes. Nobody's perfect, and it's definitely a learning process to figuring out how to kind of keep that stuff behind you and keep moving forward. Yeah, and forgive yourself.
I know. That is the biggest thing. Just be kind to yourself. Hold yourself accountable, but don't put yourself on friggin' grand jury trial because you did something
Right.
dumb when you were 18.
Be realistic about it, you know.
I know it's not like you were smuggling drugs like through 6 different countries.
And like if you were, definitely you might need a little bit like you might need to like reevaluate a few life choices. We're not here to judge, but like just some
No, oh my God, if
self-reflection.
that's something you chose to do, or I saw Orange is the New Black, they fell in love in
Right.
prison. It worked. See, and they forgive themselves, and then they had a happily ever after. Oh, not
No
promoting
spoilers
it.
though.
Yeah, no spoiler. Yeah, sorry. Anyone that is it shows 10 years old. No, not supporting that. Like drugs, maybe not the best choice ever. Definitely not the best choice ever. But
Right.
again, things happen, and it's forgiving yourself and accountability because, like I said, 19, 20-year-old, I'm sure if you ask your parents, older siblings, grandparents, they probably can't tell you what embarrassing or stupid things they did other than like the big one. And they
Right.
laugh about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So love yourself. Be confident. All right. I think we did it. Yay!
Yay!
Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed that because I had a lot of fun.
I did too. That was a
Yeah,
blast.
that was good. I love that. Yeah, so if you guys like this, don't worry, my little chickadees. There is so much more to come, so many more topics. And if you have any questions or stuff you want to hear us talk about, we are here for you. This is not about us, even though it's our world. No, in all seriousness, if you want to have any questions or any topics you want covered, you can follow us on Instagram at underscore to tell you the truth, all one word. That is at underscore to tell you the truth on Instagram. And yeah, if you have any questions, we would love to do like a question of the week thing where we just like read off your questions and are like, yeah. And once again, we are not experts. This is just college students talking to college students about sex. The whole podcast is for you to be your own sexual being. And yeah, and we are affiliated with the University of Maine. We are part of the group Share, and we are oversought by Dr. Sandra Karen. And thank you guys so much for listening. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.